So you've probably played around with an AI, right? Chatted with it, been amazed by it, but then you hit that wall. Okay, this is cool, but how do I build something with this? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to go way beyond just typing in a prompt. We're building a real professional-grade AI project starting from scratch. Let's get into it.
And you know that line on the screen, "This is the most fun part, this is our life"? That's not me saying that. That comes straight from the developers who are actually doing this stuff every day. There's this incredible excitement, this joy that comes from creating with these tools. And today you're going to feel a little bit of that yourself.
Okay, so let's get right to the big idea here. Look, pretty much anyone can go get an API key to something amazing like GPT-4. But think of that key as, well, it's just the key to the front door. It doesn't tell you how to navigate the building. The real challenge, the real journey, is turning that access into a proper project, something that's structured, something that works, and something you can actually share.
And that right there, that's the core question we're going to answer. You can talk to an AI, but how do you build with one? It's a totally different mindset. It requires a completely professional set of tools. Honestly, this is the moment you stop just being a user and start becoming a real creator. So to make that leap, we gotta have the right gear. Look, you can't build serious, reliable AI apps in just one messy little script file. It's not gonna work long term. You need a proper professional setup. And for that, there are two tools that are, frankly, non-negotiable.
Okay, let's break this down. On one hand, you've got your basic Python script. You run it, it spits out an answer, and poof, it's gone. The output is temporary, the context is lost. But a Jupyter Notebook, that's something else entirely. It's more like a living, breathing lab journal. You have these little blocks, these cells, where you can run code, write notes, and see the output all together in one place. It's perfect for tinkering and exploring, which is why, seriously, it is the gold standard for any kind of AI work.
And then there's the other big one, Docker. The easiest way to think about Docker is like a portable AI sandbox, or maybe a lab in a box. You know that classic developer nightmare? Well, it works on my machine. Docker completely solves that. It bundles up your code, all its little dependencies, everything it needs to run into this neat, self-contained package. This is a total game changer. It means your teammate can run your project without a hitch, and pushing it out to the cloud? So much easier.
Okay, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty and actually build this thing. I'm going to walk you through the essential steps to get your very own professional AI sandbox up and running. First things first, we need the keys to the castle. So you're going to head over to the OpenAI platform, navigate to the API key section, and hit Create New Secret Key. Now listen up, because this is super important. They only show you this key one time. The second you see it, copy it. Just paste it somewhere safe for a minute, because we're about to give it a proper, secure home.
And I really cannot overstate this. You need to treat this key with the same care as your bank account password. Seriously, if someone gets their hands on it, they can start running up a massive bill on your account, and you're the one who's going to have to pay for it. Security isn't something you think about later. It is step one, period.
So how do we keep it safe? It's actually pretty simple. You're going to create a file, and you're just going to name it .env. Then, and this is probably the most important thing you'll do, you immediately add that file name .env to another file called .gitignore. What that does is it tells your code management system Git, hey, never ever track this file. This little step is what stops you from accidentally uploading your secret key for the whole world to see.
All right, next up is something called a Docker file. This is basically the blueprint or maybe the recipe for our sandbox. It's just a plain text file, but inside it has all the instructions for building our little lab in a box. It says, start with this operating system, then install these specific Python libraries, then copy our code over here. It lays out the whole setup.
And then, to actually make it all happen, we use a Docker Compose YAML file. I love this analogy. If the Docker file is the sheet music for one musician, Docker Compose is the conductor for the entire orchestra. It's the file that says, okay, we need this Jupyter Notebook service running, and it needs to talk to this other thing. And it lets us start and stop our entire environment with just one simple command. It's incredibly powerful.
Okay, our secure environment is built. The stage is set. Now, it's the moment of truth. It's time to step inside our brand new, self-contained AI sandbox and make our first official call to the OpenAI API.
This is it. This is the payoff moment. After all that setup, After putting all these professional pieces together, we get to ask the one question every single developer asks themselves a dozen times a day. Did I do it right? Is this thing actually going to work?
And you know what's kind of funny? After all that infrastructure work, the actual code to make the call is almost elegant in its simplicity. We just create the client, and because of our setup, it automatically and securely finds our API key. Then we call one function, chat.completions.create. We tell it which model we want, like GPT-3-5 Turbo, and give it our message. That's literally it.
And bam! There it is, a response straight from the AI. Hello, how can I assist you today? That little sentence is a huge win. That means we did it. We've gone from just an idea to a fully functional, secure professional development environment that is talking to one of the most powerful AIs in the world.
So it's really important to see the bigger picture here. This was never just about getting a hello world response. Not at all. What we just built, that's the foundation. It's the solid, repeatable launchpad for building anything you can imagine with AI.
And I'm not exaggerating, this exact setup, this containerized, secure, reproducible environment, this is how the pros do it. This is the starting point you'd use to build really complex stuff like those multi-agent AI systems you hear about using frameworks like Crew AI, where you have a whole team of AIs working together. It all starts right here.
So there you have it. You now have the blueprint for a professional AI lab. The sandbox is built. The tools are right there in your hands. The door to building with powerful AI is wide open. So the only real question left is, what are you going to create in it?